Alouette's Galaxy, by Andrew Jonathan Fine, copyright 2026, all rights reserved. Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives. Chapter 5. Dorothy's Talent Awakens. I was flying in first class from Philly with a bad foot, trying to remember how I got myself into this mess. My first memory of the violin had been at the Lone Star Steakhouse. On my plate was a rare ribeye steak with 11 lit candles stuck in, one per year plus the last to grow on. I couldn't have meat and dairy at the same meal. Mama said I could have some cheesecake at home later, before bedtime. Both my family and the waitstaff were singing happy birthday over my steak. It was trite and off-key, but I loved them for trying. I didn't ask to go to the restaurant for the steak. I wanted to listen to the country band which played there sometimes, not to mention having all the fun of removing peanut shells and throwing them across the floor, a practice encouraged by the restaurant. The band soon took a break, and the players left their instruments on the stage. My eyes were drawn to the empty stage. By greed! I wanted to touch that fiddle left behind, and cradle it like a baby. Though I was a hellion at home, I still had my public manners. I approached the fiddler. "May I hold yo' instrument?" She stubbed her cigarette into a nearby ashtray.
Of course, anything for the birthday girl. Come on. Hold it by the neck. Now tuck the wide end under your chin. This is the bow. Draw the bow over the top string, like this. Isn't that nice? You can use fingers and different angles of the bow to sound notes. Why don't you play with it?
After trying some combinations, my memories of music fell in place and focused like a magnifying glass on my fingering. I recalled memories from a record player in my parents' room, played Friday nights after everyone went to bed early. I remembered sight reading from voice lessons at home as the school didn't offer that. I remembered singing in the women's section at my shul, the Jewish temple. So I shut my eyes and just did it. The violin felt, and sounded, like a newborn baby in my arms. Daddy and the fiddler stared at me afterwards.
That sounded like crap, but that's the best crap I've heard from a child's first lesson in decades.
Would you like to do the honors? Free dinner, plus $50 an hour?
Daddy asked. She grinned.
It's a deal.
Grandpa, Mama's father, himself flew down from Manhattan to watch me celebrate my bat mitzvah in a liberal Dallas shul a couple years later. Afterwards a family conference was convened.
Mazel tov.
The rabbi praised. He turned to Daddy.
You're stretching the girl rather thin. To go further in music and in her heritage, she just doesn't have the time to attend public school.
Mama looked alarmed.
What about socializing and dating?
Grandpa shrugged.
What about those?
He turned back to my father.
James, work with me here.
Daddy nodded.
It doesn't make sense to have her bust 30 miles when she could get the best private tutors money can buy.
Dottie can visit me in summers. I know people. Jewish liturgical violin is a dying art and we need to pass it on.
Feeling a little put on by having other people discuss my fate besides myself, I glanced at the floor and pouted.
Dottie, you have a rare gift. Hashem needs you to share it with his people.
The one benefit I could see from no longer needing to attend public school anymore was sleeping in till 10. Waking up at 6 to be bussed in by 8 was for the birds. At 15 and on a whim, I sent an electronic message in a bottle. I posted a video of me playing the 24 Caprices for solo violin by Paganini. It went viral. Recording agents visited daily and reporters camped on my lawn, but one shining moment out of this horror gave me courage to continue. Our family heard a gentle knock on the door. I opened it to see Amy Ronstadt, a devotional singer who crossed over into country, rock, and even opera. My jaw dropped when I saw her. I didn't want to let the press in, so we talked outside.
So you're it.
She stated. I nodded.
Congratulations, you're having a real coming out party. May I give you a gift and some advice?
Stunned, all I could do was nod again.
Your talent isn't yours, Dottie. It was given by your creator. With that attitude, you can never go wrong. That's my advice. Here's my gift. When you're ready, you'll be my understudy for voice.
I was so overcome by gratitude, all I could do was embrace her and cry on her shoulder. I want a man who will let me have the freedom to be myself, to let my heart be free. I want him to be willing to let me fly free, sing my songs aloud like a skylark, then fly back to embrace him. With no warning, during the direst of all possible moments, I found someone. Or, maybe, someone found me. Or, maybe, we found each other. I doubted Hashem was listening, but wow, I'm so impressed with this young man he introduced me to. Had I not worn my symbol of devotion, he'd never have seen me as a daughter of Israel. What we shared would end at my gesture of gratitude from feeling so overwhelmed by the moment. I'd never have known he was a son of Israel as he dressed like any Gentile. Mama, Dad, his ranch hands, the ranch chouquette and his family, my violin coach, the orchestra conductor, and my booking agent, all paid their respects. Then I slept overnight under the influence of Tylenol 3. I felt woozy next morning, but I could still type. There was one person I waited to hear from. Now I have fans, admirers, and others I chat with online, so my ICQ address is well known, but I communicate via encrypted text. I'd set my client to ignore messages with headers indicating clear text. I didn't know his ICQ address, but I added our agreed on crypto key. Ani ladodi vedodi li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine, from the Song of Solomon in the Torah. Gentiles call the Torah the Old Testament, but we call it our law. I was thankful he held me upright, while whispering that in my ear, as it made me fix to swoon. Sunday, I logged on and saw a hi in the chat box. He was here. I typed, "Hi, yourself."
How's your ankle, Dorothy?
Much better, thank you for asking. Call me Dottie.
Rick or Richard if you're serious. Where are you?
My dad's ranch, 20 miles from Amarillo.
Relaxing, I hope?
Yes, even more so, now that I'm chatting with you.
Getting counseling for the near-death experience?
How thoughtful to ask. I typed, "Do you think I need to?"
Any human being might need to.
I hate to admit it, but you have a point. And yourself?
I get by with some help from my friends.
A guy like him should have a few worth knowing. From where?
Spokane. I'll be flying over to see them. Martin is 18, majoring in electrical engineering. Marge is 17, going for her master's in math.
Land sakes! Are you shitting me about her?
Nope. She's tender-hearted too. You'd love her. We're all one-of-a-kinds who have been friends for years.
That was a fascinating story. At the risk of being rude, I needed to know. Rick, please be honest with me. Have you slept with her? After typing this, I reprimanded myself for pushing too far, but he answered.
I haven't gone to bed with anyone. Special circumstances. Now I think of you all the time.
I gulped as I typed, likewise. I'm thinking there may be an us.
Really?
Rick, do you have any idea of the odds against a traditionalist like me and, no offense, a foundling like you, meeting like that? This, I continued, is fate by Hashem's will.
You're Orthodox? I could guess by the usage.
Grandpa is an Orthodox rabbi. My mama taught me the basics.
My folks only care what their shul thinks. I was ready to leave.
What happened to change your mind?
You happened. Were you not at the subway?
I saw a duty to help. Stick with me, I'll get you back into shape.
Is that a proposal?
The smile emoji softened what could have been chutzpah, presumptuousness, into a mere flirtation. I stood firm as I flirted back with my own emoji of solidarity.
Are you aware I'm 16 and you're 19?
I'm aware from the news you're a college sophomore. I wouldn't give you the time of day unless you somehow stood out.
Are you in college, Dottie?
No. I've thrown my life into music since knee high. I noticed a long pause as Rick thought this over.
Do you think we should go forward?
How you saved me, shouted Love, like a bolt of lightning.
You don't get it, Dottie. I don't deserve you. I was ready to jump on the tracks when your screaming distracted me. Going out a hero would shame my parents less than throwing my life away outright.
I felt so sick thinking about that I shuddered, then forced myself to breathe slow just to stay calm. I felt tears start falling on my fingers. Why even think of killing yourself?
Both my parents are hitters. During his better days, Dad's all right, but he's bitter about losing his chance for college and coming up against the diploma ceiling for anything above a sales job. He drinks every night, and when he has one drink too much, the bitterness comes out and he beats my mom.
That's terrible.
Now, my mom is a true piece of work. She swore to make my life miserable unless I did my bar mitzvah on schedule. I had to rework it into sheet music with the cantor's help, so I could fake it all standing at the bima. She's held that over my head ever since.
I'd have my children do it, but I'd raise them in love. I'd guide you in love, and soon you'd want to learn what they learn.
But the kicker, Dottie, is this.
He typed.
I started high school at 11. Ever watched The Great Escape starring Steve McQueen?
Yes, I replied, being aware of the movie. It was a fair description of how airmen were treated in World War II prison camps. It didn't hold a candle to how we were treated in Auschwitz.
I had an epiphany. I could use academic acceleration as my escape tunnel. Mainline saw my portfolio in my third year and offered me a full ride on the spot. Mom and Dad just saw through that and will soon put me in a closed yeshiva in Flatbush meant as correction for children wandered off the direct, as I'm still underage.
When do you start yeshiva?
After summer break with my friends.
Only 3 months of recovery? Richard, I'm speechless. I typed while deciding. Dearest Hashem, let it be right. I'll wait.
I don't understand.
Take what you can from the yeshiva. I promise to wait.
Saying no to years of suitors is a real sacrifice, Dottie.
Is it though? I'm bombarded by video calls from Shadkanim the world over representing doctors, lawyers, and businessmen a decade or two older than me. Each sees me 20 minutes with their matchmaker watching. If you think your life is cold, try mine.
No one would let us share a life together anywhere on earth.
Have courage, and let Hashem be the judge of that.
Okay. May we make an agreement?
I'm listening, Richard.
Absolute truth to each other, no matter how filthy the secrets. I mean to eliminate any and all killer issues.
Very reasonable. Done.
Thank you, Dottie.
You're welcome.
May I now ask some serious questions?
Go ahead.
Dottie, are you still a virgin?
Yes, but I'm a technical.
I haven't dated at all yet, so I know for sure I'm one.
I sighed. You're willing to suffer an inquisition's worth of torture to preserve life and beauty. A boy like you shouldn't exist. I want to meet the man you might be. What's your Hebrew name?
Shalev.
Now, that had to come from Alcoholics Anonymous. Mine is Calumet. A dream my parents own of their little girl they could surround with so much love.
Dottie, I deserve no credit for saving your life.
What a cold thing to say, and it's so untrue.
No woman would want what I've become.
You were just starved for meaning in your life. You'd be a fool to not take Hashem up on his once-in-a-lifetime offer.
Dottie, may we each chat over the summer?
Sure. I think we have tons more to discuss.
For sure. Bless you for coming into my life.
You too, Richard. Good night. A screen full of words reflected my face with its dripping tears. I'd not blame anyone for hesitating and letting me die. Even if I got killed if he failed, he'd die with honor doing his best, rather than in shame otherwise. I cried myself to sleep from the guilt. I got the surprise of my life while setting my bow to strings after waking up later. It stopped me from playing like I once could. I called Grandpa, my mother's father, for advice. He was a busy man, an old rabbi doing pastoral counseling in Manhattan. He knew it was me before I said a word.
What's up, little one?
My voice quavered. Grandpa, my plans broke. I was raised Jewish, yes, but being born Texan, I picked up the local twang.
Play now.
After listening to me, he promised.
I'll fly over tomorrow to help you get your head back on straight.
On arrival, he exchanged an embrace with my mother as I sat up on my sofa to play some Vivaldi. He whistled low in amazement.
Your notes have real power now. What went through your mind when you started playing like this?
Richard! I only kissed him, but oh my, I feel like he's, been in me. Now I can't get him out.
I get the idea.
In his suitcase was a violin case and bow. The case was worn with age and nicked in places. The bow looked almost new, but the handle's varnish had an ancient sheen to it. I peeked inside the case. This was no Stradivarius. It was rarer. Impossible, I said. Grandpa told me the violin's story.
This secret has been passed down since our dwelling in Onatevka in the Ukraine. It went to America with my whole village to keep it out of Stalin's hands. I've never heard it played in my lifetime. Please, I want to hear.
I closed my eyes, breathed and prayed inwardly, then drew the bow over the strings to play an Elegy of Sorrow by Hiroshi Miyagawa. It was too intense for me to play without my eyes watering every time, but I chanced it today. The harmonics resonated through my chin and into my bones as I climbed through the notes. Playing through the peak made the harmonics collide as interference patterns within my parasympathetic nervous system, now also sensitized by my awakened sensuality for Rick. I felt glory and saw multicolored sparkles burst behind my closed eyelids. I stared at Grandpa, my jaw quivering.
I saw your face and neck flush. Don't be ashamed to feel the music that intensely.
I huffed in exasperation. Look, I'm holding a Guarneri del Gesù. This hidden gem of a violin is like a flippin' lightsaber compared to a kitchen butter knife. I'm a descendant of the original player? Fine. But I'm a pale shadow, not worthy to play it. The old man shrugged.
You're the only heir for it I have, so you'll need to learn to become good enough in both ways. You are its keeper now. I'd sooner rest in Sheol than see this languish unplayed and unloved.
My inner Texan peeked out again. My fingers know where to go, and the bow glides like a dream. It feels natural under my chin, like my firstborn baby should. I hear indescribable richness, 'cause the music's comin' out from deeper in me. I put the instrument back in its case. In only 2 steps Hashem makes a weapons-grade player of me. Why, Grandpa? He smirked.
He wants you to commit violins on a grand scale.
Now that was atrocious, I said. But oh, it was also so good. Thank you for listening to the free audiobook version of Alouette's Galaxy by Andrew Jonathan Fine, a romantic inspirational science fantasy adventure. The paperback is always available for online ordering at Barnes & Noble. Please enjoy the other audio tracks, or if you want to support the author's art, please purchase his novel.